All right, good morning, guys. Good morning, good morning. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Let me just fix this up. All right, cool. We're on. What's going on, everyone? Got to have a nice little push here pre-London. You guys on Zoom, 4-hour highs got hit beautifully for about 64 plus ticks, which was very, very, very nice. And now we are having a little bit of a sell-off. But welcome back, everyone. Audio and video good, awesome. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Welcome back, everyone. And you guys on YouTube are new here. My name is Aaron, also known as Aaron Trades. I've been trading for the past 7 years and mainly focus on gold futures here in the European session. So we spoke about in our pre-London session for gold to come up and tag these highs. You ended up coming up and hitting them beautifully and having a little bit of a pullback here already. Lovely liquidity levels getting hit there, guys. Pretty tough range overall though. The reason I'm trading Combine is it's looking to be a pretty crazy week. You guys know we have a lot going on this week. A lot going on, which we'll break down as well. Dakota called some nice buys in Asia on slow markets. I think he caught this lovely push up here. Good morning, guys. Hit the likes, absolutely. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Welcome. We'll look at gold. We'll look at NQ. We'll definitely look at NQ. Don't want to miss any NQ plays. You know, past few days, NQ has been looking very nice. He had a great sell-off on NQ yesterday in the London session. Ended up continuing to have a huge sell-off as well. So we'll break down NQ, we'll break down gold. We'll see what we get for the next hour or so here, guys. Gold had a big sell-off yesterday, just continuing this this huge downward move on gold. Gold has just been a crazy sell-off. MGC didn't get the highs. As long as it's been grabbed on this one here, it's more than enough. Doesn't necessarily have to. I don't really use any micro charts for analysis. Good morning. Welcome back, everyone. Hope everyone's having a good start to the week. We got a lot planned for this week, guys. Let me just have a quick look at the fundamentals. We do have Jolt's job openings today, 3 p.m. London time. And then tomorrow we have a lot of news. We've got Australian dollar CPI. We got US dollar GDP. We have FOMC statements and then press conferences. We have a lot going on in the markets. And then Thursday, we got core PCE price index. And then on Friday, we have NFP. So we got a very busy week. And like I was just saying on the pre-London session, July has been a great month. So for me personally, I don't want to ruin what has been a good month by trying to force trades on not only final trading day of the week, but NFP week, FOMC, GDP, so much news coming out, and gold, more importantly, having a huge sell-off. So I'll very likely be trading combines for most of the week, unless we get like a really good risk-reward setup. Then maybe I can consider it small risk. But personally, it doesn't really make too much sense. So I'm very likely trade the combines here. See if we get any trades on gold. I do like gold for a bit of a pullback. Yeah, Coach, big earnings Wednesday and Thursday. Yep, big earnings this week. There's a lot going on in the markets. There's some currency options expiring today as well. There's a lot going on this week. So yeah, we don't want to, like I say, if you've had a great July, don't feel like you have to force it on a week like this week. You know, if we get good trades, amazing. But there's no pressure, there's no rush. We're chilling. So yeah, welcome back, everyone. We'll see if we get some trades here on gold this morning. We did call nice buys up here in the pre-London session. Ended up having a nice little run here. Very nice little run here. Spoke about buys coming up into this Asia level, previous 4-hour highs. Really nice, really nice squeeze. Now let me just move this. Cool. So yeah, we'll break down everything today, guys. We'll have a look at gold. Like I say, gold had a continued massive sell-off yesterday. You know, we're only, what, 3 days or 4 days away, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 3 full trading days away from the end of the month. And we look at this monthly time frame on gold, and it's all of a sudden gone from looking so bullish to hitting this huge all-time high resistance of 3,400, and all of a sudden leaving a massive wick rejection. So could we be seeing gold towards the end of the year, you know, having a steeper pullback back down to 3,200, potentially lower? I mean, you know, it's not looking too surprising. Last week we had that massive liquidity wick, held 3450 literally perfectly, tapped into our higher time frame resistance level, and just had a huge sell-off. So yeah, gold's been on a crazy run lower. And thing is though, where we're coming into, we're almost back at major support at 3,300. So there is the possibility of pullbacks from here. This has just been probably one of the most aggressive sell-offs that we've seen on gold in quite some time. Since back in April, you know, super aggressive sell-off, got bought right back up. This is not as aggressive as this, but from the highs down into the lows, you know, this is a 1,500 tick sell-off, which is insane, huge, absolutely huge, in literally like 4 days. Yeah, nice roll of this week on gold as well to create a little bit more confusion. Nice, yeah, so much going on this week. But yeah, we are back down at some major support levels. You know, do I want to be? I mean, we did call some nice intraday buys, but overall, you know, I wouldn't be too surprised to see a little bit of a pullback on gold and then continued selling. Like I say, we've been on this very aggressive sell-off from what has been, you know, a massive range created from back towards the end of April, pretty much creating a big massive range in here. So could we be coming back down to the, you know, lows of May, 3,200? I mean, higher time frames not looking too surprising. So look, that's very possible. But you know, I think if we're going to come for a steep pullback down, you know, you'd likely see some liquidity wicks back up into previous daily highs, maybe 3,350 before selling lower. 4 hour time frame here on gold. You found some big support yesterday. Where? Right at our weekly support of 3,300. Very nice bounce here. 4 hour came down, grabbed lows, trying to hold support. So we're trying to get back above. But you know, if we zoom out, look at where we're at. We're back at resistance here, and we're bouncing off support here. So we're kind of stuck in a pretty aggressive range here on gold. That's why I was kind of liking the look of NQ yesterday as well. NQ gave a fantastic short in the London session, so I wouldn't mind watching NQ here this morning as well. Depending on how we go with gold. You know, there was lovely buys here pre-London at like 6 a.m. Yeah, this very nice breakout here. You broke above, held this level, squeezed right into this high here, which was about, I think it was about a 60 tick move, about 50, 60 tick move, which is pretty nice for a quick scalp into the Asia highs. So it looks like we are going to be playing a pretty decent London range today. Now we do have previous day lows here back down at 3,300, which could be a nice short. However, I would like to see price close back below to continue selling. Otherwise, could we be seeing gold to come for a deeper retracement into 33.26 before selling off? I mean, maybe. I can honestly see gold from I can see gold from both sides right now. The pre-London buys were lovely because we were buying up into a liquidity level, but now that we've hit these highs and we're instantly selling off, we kind of want to see how this hourly closes. If we grab highs here and close back below, then you know there's a potential to short a bit of a fake out. But I don't really want to get chopped in here too much on gold. It's a pretty tough range, very tough range. So we'll very likely wait for the London Open here on gold. Taking a look at NQ, this was the lovely sell-off on NQ yesterday in the London session. Grabbed highs, closed bearish, pulled back, and had a great sell-off. That was London yesterday, and now daily chart. Yesterday closed pretty doji. You are trading back above 23,500. So let's where's our levels here? So trading back above 23,500. You gapped up yesterday, filled in the gap in the New York session, and then continued pushing. Today's opening and pushing very strong here already. Look at this, very, very strong. Get a huge break back below 33.50, broke right back above, confirming a fake out after filling in the gap from the weekend, and now having a decent squeeze. So price action again, even here in NQ. To me, it looks like we could have a bit of a pullback, but there's nothing, you know, super obvious for me here just yet, even on NQ. Like I said in the pre-London session, we might need to see a little bit of a breakout on NQ before trying to jump in some trades. Could you be coming up to test yesterday's high? You could. Do I think we're going to do it from here? I don't think so. I think we'd have to maybe pull back, grab some more liquidity before we could see that pushback higher. So possible pullback sells here on NQ in the London session. But again, in terms of trading what we see, not what we think, right now we're breaking above, we're holding support and pushing higher. So there's no real reason to start triggering any sells just yet until we maybe get that closure. So we got London open in about 15 minutes, guys. So we'll see what we get for gold, see what we get for NQ. I know some of you guys talking about the euro. We spoke about the euro sells into previous day lows yesterday, and you hit that pretty perfectly. You had a huge sell-off yesterday, and today you're already continuing to sell off even more. So yeah, the euro has been on a crazy sell-off, big sell-off on the euro. This is a huge push down yesterday, absolutely huge. What was your best month this year in terms of capital gained? April. April was one of my best months of the year. For everything, day trading, stocks, April was a fantastic month. Even on gold in April, on gold I decided to trade micros for the whole entire month. And April was a very big month. The ranges in London were huge, absolutely huge. You're talking like 500 tick ranges in April. It was crazy. Sometimes it was a bit too much volume, to be honest. But yeah, April's probably the best so far. Let me go back to gold here. Let's see, 15-minute time frame. 15-minute holding support, holding resistance. I wouldn't say we'll break it out just yet. I'd say for gold, let's wait for the London Open on gold. See how this hourly is going to close. See if we're actually going to break this resistance or break back below. You're kind of hitting these Asia highs and rejecting. So I think our safest bet is to wait for the London Open here. Yeah, April was wild. Yeah, April was crazy. Don't you have a full-time job? No, I don't have a full-time job. This is my life, man. This is my income. Trading is my income. I have other things as well, other business as well, but no, I don't have a full-time job. I did when I was upcoming and trading for quite a while, like over 2 years. But this is my full-time thing now. So yeah, we'll see what we get today, guys. Yeah, gold's very tough in here. Yeah, gold's very tough in here. There was nice, like I said, there was nice buys pre-London. Once you broke out here, nice scalps into the highs, but now you're back at these highs. You want to see how you're going to react around here. And even the buys here, it's one of them trades where, again, you just execute and walk away. It's not a trade you're going to sit and watch every 5-minute candle closure. This breakout on gold was really nice. Came down, grabbed lows, closed bullish, bottom weights, and continued pushing. So pre-London buys and NQ are very nice. But yeah, let's see if NQ can break back below here. I don't have too much of a downside target. That's my only concern. But let's watch NQ today, because like I say, it was a very nice sell-off yesterday. Very nice sell-off. And I think gold's going to be a little bit tough here today. A little bit tough, but we'll see. We'll see. Like I say, it's not a easy week this week. It's not very often we have as much going on this week as we do. But when it does come, you just got to be patient. You got to be patient. There's a lot coming out this week. Yeah, Jolt Shop opening today midnight my time. That's 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock London time. That's Jolt Shop opening tonight, and then Royal Bank of Australia tomorrow as well coming out. There's a lot going on. A lot going on in the markets. Yeah, gold trying to break back. I'm just having a look at my current chart here. So we're back at the major support. Gold trying to break higher. But again, you know, would you be taking new buy positions here on gold? Personally, not. The buy positions were back down here, back at this breakout. I personally wouldn't be taking new buy positions here. I'd be watching to see how you react to these highs for a potential bit of a pullback maybe. But here you broke out, held it, squeezed higher. And if you were buying from here, you'd be, you know, targeting these highs here anyway. So I think I'd rather watch NQ here today. But anything else you guys are watching, feel free to send it over. It doesn't have to just be gold or NQ. We can look at some other markets. Look at some other markets. Euro having a crazy sell-off. US dollar having a big push. Gold having a bit of a pullback. So yeah, we'll see what we get for the day. Like I say, yesterday on gold, we were looking for a bit of a pullback yesterday before looking to get short. I was actually looking for gold to have a bit of a pullback up into 33.50 yesterday. But you broke out and just here, pre-New York, and then New York Open just had a huge sell-off. Right at the New York Open, you came to fill in this massive wick rejection. You had this gap down, filled in the gap, and then in this 130-minute candle yesterday, New York session, you dropped down 280 ticks, which was massive. And you pretty much ranged ever since. Obviously, you know, I do want to keep selling gold, given the fact that it has been so bearish. But, you know, back down at 3,300 is a very interesting support level. Copper sells to close the gap. Let's have a look. Copper sells. How did we close yesterday? So it came up, tagged the highs, came down for the lows. Let's get rid of these liquidity levels. These have been hit pretty perfectly. So you had a very, 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 very strong close yesterday. Grabbed the highs, broke lower, tapped into lows. Big support back down at 55, 5.5. 4 hour. Yeah, I reckon you probably could come down and fill in this. Wick. Let me see. Hourly time frame. I mean, you may pull back a little bit, but there's a high chance you could come down and fill in this wick here on copper. In terms of the London session, though, you're grabbing quite a lot of highs and already starting to break out. If you can close bearish here in 7 minutes with the London Open, yeah, you could get a bit more of a short. Let's have a look. We got London Open coming up here as well, guys. We've got 7 minutes till London Open. Gold trying to break back higher. Can we have a look at crude oil? Yep, absolutely. We can have a look at oil. Absolutely. Let's have a look at oil. How did we close yesterday? Well, nice strong close yesterday. Today come down for an instant bottom wick. I wouldn't be too wouldn't mind looking at longs from here potentially. Need 300 past the account. Don't think about the P&L, man. Think about the charts. Don't think about how much you need to pass. Just focus on taking good trades. If you try and relate a certain dollar amount, you'll end up forcing trades, and you know, don't look at how close you are to passing. Otherwise, you're gonna mentally set yourself up. And hopefully this morning that's not the outlook you want, man. You never want to hope to pass. You pass when the markets give you a good opportunity. You don't hope you get it today. If you get it today, great. You know, if the markets give you an opportunity, great. But you take the opportunities when the markets give it. You don't ever, you know, expect it to come. On what, Joe? But yeah, crude looks like you could keep pushing up. You had a nice breakout yesterday. You're kind of pulling back. Looking like you could continue breaking higher. Maybe come back up into this big resistance level at 67.50. You know, here he broke above, below, came down, grabbed lows. It was a pretty decent breakout yesterday. I would see if you can maybe get back above for more longs. Definitely have to wait. Yeah, you know, like I say, a week like this week, you know, even if you guys are trading funded accounts, I would be careful. Or if you, like I say, if you've been having a great month in July, you know, be careful feeling like you have to force a trade just for the sake of taking a trade. You know, if you focus on the setup and you focus on the plan, then, you know, come. Minus 200? I thought you, wait, what? I thought you just said you were 300 from passing, now you're minus 200? That was a quick. How are we not watching the euro? What's there to watch? It's having a huge sell-off. What do you want to do? What can you do? What can you do on the euro down here? What, you want to start shorting it down here? What's there to watch? It's having a huge sell-off. I think we're all aware of that. Are you going to take new sell positions down here? We're going to start buying it down here. You're not going to take new sell positions down here. If you take new sell positions down here, where are you going to put your stops? At what point are you just chasing the move? What's there to watch? It's already selling off. We're watching markets that have opportunities upcoming, not opportunities that have already been and gone. You know, if the euros had a massive sell-off, which came yesterday and in pre-London, what's the need to watch it? It's selling off. ES looking more heavy than NQ. Let's have a look, man. Let's have a look. We got London open in 4 minutes here, guys. 4 minutes. 4 minutes. Yeah, ES is looking good. Is starting to have a bit of rollover. Is NQ having a bit of rollover? Looking cute today. Thank you, man. Thank you very much. Makes my day every day. Yeah, I'll be watching NQ. But yeah, ES is already having a bit of a rollover. Look at this, already having a bit of a rollover. NQ can follow suit as well. This could be nice. 2 minutes 50 till London open here. If gold hourly closes in the range after taking this high, can we look for shorts? Depends on how it closes. If you're going to close bullish, you wouldn't want to be jumping in shorts right away. Bro's flattered. So I come on here for these. I just streamed to you guys just for the compliment boost. Absolutely, I'm very flattered. I mean, there's the possibility to short gold. I mean, shorts make sense, you know. We've been overall bearish, but what does the higher time frame tell us? 4 hours kind of closing pretty bullish. The only thing with selling gold is we've just broken out. So you broke out here, held it at support, you're trying to break back higher. I would say let's wait for at least a closure below here, and then we can sell it all the way back down into these lows and back down to 3,300. There's absolutely the possibility to short gold, but we don't want to just short it right at the highest for the sake of it. Let's see if we can get I'd want to see a little bit of a breakout, because we already had this nice breakout in the London to the upside. So if we can fake out in the London Open, yeah, definitely. We'll see. Who still has AI stock? Yes, I do, man. I do. I have a decent amount still in NVIDIA and AMD. I've got a very decent position in AMD. I've been long AMD for quite some time now. How do I show you? Where's my screen? I was buying these all publicly back in March and April time. More March, I think. How do I share my screen? Here. Long AMD from 100. Looks like we're coming for 200. I wanted to add more here Wednesday last week. This 150 level, but I couldn't quite get it. It's just been absolutely booming. Yeah, I'm still long AMD. I've closed a decent amount, and I am still long NVIDIA as well. Nvidia, I'm not too sure. I think my entry's from somewhere back around here. But yeah, the stocks are playing very, very, very well. Booming. Oh, look at this on gold. Look at this. Look at this. Let's have a quick look at NQ. Closing a little bit doji. Gold have a nice little breakout there, guys. Right to end the hourly candle close. We've got London open. We just grabbed the highs and closed bearish. Instant bottom wick. See, that's decent. Now that you've actually closed below, this could be good for some shorts here. Make more money day trading or swing trading? Depends, man. Depends. Some months day trading, some months swing trading. Recently, it has been more... start of the year was day trading for sure. Since April, it's been more swing trading, I would say. Both have been profitable pretty much every month. But all in all, I would say swing trading stocks. But again, you know, stocks are having some of the biggest rallies that we've seen in like the past few years. It's, you know, like even trades like that you know I just showed on AMD. It's like, you know, them opportunities come around like once every however many years. So when they come around, yeah, stocks, swing trading stocks for sure. But again, it's not always like that with the stocks. But yeah, that's why it's good to diversify. You make money day trading, you make money trading stocks. You know, you might have a losing month day trading, you might have a winning month trading stocks, or vice versa. You might have a negative month swing trading stocks, but you might have a good month day trading. It takes off a lot of the pressure. I love both. I love both. So yeah, it's a pretty decent liquidity grab here on gold. We've got London open coming up here, guys. We just grabbed the highs, closed bearish. So there's a potential for some fake out sells on gold. NQ hourly time frame kind of closed a bit doji. Not really showing us too much just yet. Stream nice. We're always on gold, man. We're always on gold. NQ sell don't look too bad. Someone's saying platinum. Let's have a look. Platinum having a decent sell-off as well. How did you close yesterday? Let's get rid of this. Let's do some... Let me just have a look at my currency chart here on gold. Have a look at this hourly. Yeah, it's still right at support. You got support on gold on the currency chart right at 3155-ish. Right back at support. To Percy, I'm not going to short that range. Platinum, nice liquidity grab yesterday. Look at that, nice grab of the highs. Grabbed past 2 days highs, closed bearish today, instantly pushing down. Now, interesting thing is though, you're coming back in some pretty decent support. So are you going to break this and continue pushing down, or are you going to find a bit of support here? Which one will get to 200 first? Oh, I think AMD's going to do it, to be honest. I would have said Nvidia for sure, but I think AMD's looking more likely. Quick look at the monthly. Remember, guys, I don't check monthly time frames very often. However, when we're pretty much 3 trading days away from the month, it's interesting to have a look. So it's looking like Platinum is wicked out June's high and starting to reject, which is interesting. So starting to find some pretty big resistance after what has been an absolutely incredible run here that we saw from back in May into June. Huge breakout. And now it's looking like we're going to come for a bit of a pullback. You may find some intraday support from where you are right now, though. But we're still pretty bearish. Look at this. Lovely short yesterday on Platinum. I don't day trade Platinum very often. That was a very nice short. Came up, grabbed the highs, closed bearish, continued selling off. A little bit of a range. Boom. That was a very decent short yesterday. Nice liquidity grab and a fake out. Let's watch. Yeah, I'd want to see NQ maybe. If you can flip bearish, you know, there's a potential for a sell stop. Gold. A little bit tough. Yeah, I like some lows to be taken. Yeah, gold's wicking highs, wicking lows. The only thing I don't like shorting about gold right now is this support right here. You can actually see it. Where do I go? You can kind of see it more in the currency chart. The reason I'm not jumping in these shorts right now It's because you're just kind of bouncing from one level to the next, from one range to the next. You came up and you tapped into Asia highs, rejected close bearish, but then this hourly opened, tagged the lows and is finding support as well. And this is a very, very, very small range. You're talking like a 37 tick range. I don't think gold's that nice just yet. To be honest, I think if Nasdaq can get a bit of volume, potential to break some lows could be nicer. Could be nicer. No, you'll be on the right one. So no, it's just not rolled over here, man. You're on the right one, man. I believe it does roll today. Yeah, you're on the right one, man. It hasn't, I think it's rolled over here just yet. Not just yet. Gold is going up. Oh, cool. There you go. All right, guys. You heard it here first. Load it up. Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, Nvidia's buying more H200 chips from TSMC. Yeah, nice. Yeah. To buy China's far. Yeah, that's huge. Yeah, huge. I was honestly, it'll be interesting to see how stocks go into August and September. You know, August, September are typically bearish months. So it's going to be interesting to see if they're going to pull back. I don't think you're going to see anything. I was hoping AMD and Nvidia would have deeper pullbacks to buy more. But yeah, they've just been booming. I only have half left in AMD. And I want us to pull back so I can buy more. I want to buy more because we are absolutely booming. Absolutely booming to levels that I don't know if you'll see for a long time. Oh, nice. It's got Topstep VIP. Nice. Really looking forward to it. Haven't been told which team yet though. Nice, Senna. Nice. Let me know when you find out, man. That's cool. Very nice. Very, very, very nice. Gold range a little bit here, guys. NQ potential sell stops. Top wick in here if we grab the highs and break the lows, potential. Do I think the stock market is going to stay bullish like that for the next 1 to 2 years? I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I think you could see some recessions maybe closer to end of 2026, maybe. Who knows though? Who knows? Who knows? A lot of the stocks that I did buy during the huge dip in April, I have cashed out quite a lot. I'm not really like a long-term stock investor that's going to hold for like 1 to 2 years. I maybe hold for like 3 months maybe and then start locking in gains. But I mean, when you look at something like NQ or let's do it on ES in the higher time frame. You know, coming into let's go on the weekly here. Coming into August and September, like I say, they are typically the most bearish months, especially September. So there is the pullback. You know, even here on ES, you know, even if you were to pull back like 5%, you would come back down and retest these highs from June. I think even that would give great longer term buying opportunities. You know, this has just been non-stop. So I think a pullback before this next big continuation higher would be nice. Like I said, I've cashed in a lot of gains on stock, so I would like to buy back in more. If you can pull back in August and September and then keep buying towards the end of the year again. 15 close on gold. Let's see. Yeah, you're trying to break lower. I personally I refuse to trade ranges on gold. You gotta say the worst trades come from when you're trying to trade ranges like this on gold. Not to say you can't short it. It's personally I just won't. If it pushes down from here, I'm more than happy to miss that. It's just not my trade. I want clean opportunities like this. You know, I want to take trades like this. I don't want to hope and get, you know, sideways price action in this. I want to be in a trade that I can see has, you know, good targets and good volume and good breakouts. I want to make my life as a day trader as easy as possible. And that's by trading these breakouts. So even if, like I say, if it does push from here, that's totally fine. Apparently gold does what you tell it to. Well, I mean, someone said gold was going up and now it's going down. Now it's going to zero, Sean. What's Bitcoin been up to actually? I haven't checked Bitcoin the past few days. Yeah, zero soon. Let me get rid of this. I don't know where my analysis is going. Where's Bitcoin at? Back at 119. Consolidating quite a lot here, which is nice after a big, huge push up. All nice. 15% to Nvidia on the pullback last Monday. Nice. Let me see. Let me see. Last Monday. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, nice, nice, nice. Great buyback in band. Beautiful. Even from that little dip on Tuesday, you're up another 6%. Like, it's huge, huge. Hi, Aaron. Is it only the lack of volume that is sustaining gold at this level? I thought the strengthening dollar would move to 32.50 would make sense. I mean, gold's already had a pretty huge sell-off. Gold's down like over 1,000 ticks in like 4 days. So to consolidate around this, gold's down 1,500 ticks. Like that's huge. And you kind of have to think, if anyone is shorting this move, where would they be looking to take profits? Well, I would assume they'd be taking profits around these lows. So I think that would be a more logical reason as to why, you know, you will range around these lows. Is because last week was the huge sell-off. And, you know, if gold's going to see a significant move, that's why, you know, any trades that we take today or most of this week, I'm not going to be looking to try and hold big moves. Because gold is very likely going to be waiting for FOMC on Wednesday and then NFP on Friday. That's what's going to be the big moves here. But yeah, like we already have had some huge sell-off, so creating some space around these lows is pretty normal, yeah. Difference between those two trades just highlighted, targets and liquidity. Yeah, yeah, exactly, man. Targets and liquidity levels, exactly. Targets, liquidity levels, and volume, and worthwhile ranges. Holding Google, Nvidia, Tesla, Apple, Amazon, Meta, and Microsoft. Nice, nice, nice. Good to see. Good to see you guys diversifying into stocks. Like I say, you know, you don't have to make all your money from day trading. If you can diversify, it's amazing. You know, but if you just start small on the stocks, just put some money away. You know, invest it. It's like that's amazing. Good to see some of you guys getting into it more. Which gap, man? Which gap? No, you've got let me see. Where is it? Tomorrow you got FOMC statement and press conference. And also GDP that same day as well. So that's what the markets are really going to be waiting on. Let's see here on NQ. NQ still kind of creeping high here, guys. Again, I don't really like buying NQ here either. To me, this looks like it's ready for a bit of a pullback. But again, just because you think it's going to pull back, doesn't mean we start selling for no reason. If you're breaking higher, you're breaking higher. Whatever we think is irrelevant to what the markets are actually going to do. Although I think NQ can pull back, it doesn't mean we're going to start taking shorts for no reason. Gold having a little bit of a pullback here. A little bit of a pullback. Again, euro still kind of down at the lows. Copper kind of finding some support. You may pull back before you come in and feel that big wick from yesterday. Yeah, stocks are just something I do privately, yeah. Aussie dollar sell-off. So it's probably with the probably similar to euro, yeah. With that US dollar strength. I have never traded. I mean, I used to sometimes swing trade the Australian dollar, but the price action is very, very tough for majority of the time. But yeah, it's having a nice little sell-off here. Nice little sell-off. Back down at some big levels though. Big levels. Thank you for the video. Appreciate you, man. Sea view is nice. Which city is it? I'm in the Gold Coast, man. I'm in the Gold Coast. It's coming up to 5:15 in the evening here for me. The sunset was nice yesterday. I was hoping it's going to be a bit nicer here. NQ to continue pushing it up. I mean, it makes sense, but look at the intraday price action. It's very, very, very tough. Very, very tough. You don't want to get caught up in here. I mean, you could continue pushing up, but I would say if you're going to come back for some new all-time highs, which is the most logical thing to think about, would I be wanting to take new buys into all-time highs from here? Not really. It'd probably be back down at like some levels down here. So if I can see that maybe price could pull back before going to them highs, then, there's possible for intraday shorts. Yeah, in short, I'm not personally. I'm not a fan of this range. What's that 15 pushing down? 15's pushing down 35 ticks. Not bad. I think the longs up were nicer. The short's not so clean. I'm in short. Nice. Yep. Yeah, if you're in the shorts, good. Good job. Manage the risk, As soon as you start coming back down into these areas, you can look to manage risk. If you're short the 15 flip, you'd be looking to short this. Stops are above the highs. You'd be looking for this for a much deeper play down. But if I was short this, as soon as you start coming to these support levels, I'd want to be managing risk because you are still in the middle of a range. Like I say, I'm happy to miss this gold short. It pumped really. Let's see. Yeah, breaking out. See if you can actually break out and hold. See if you can break out and hold. Wouldn't be surprised at this potential liquidity grab before then you start to pull back. But let's see. Look at where we're coming into. Most markets are looking a little bit choppy here, guys. So, feel free to ask any questions you guys have. Doesn't just have to be about markets, psychology, journeys, any other instruments we may have missed. You guys feel free to send over any questions. We can look at some other stuff here. NQ's in a pretty tough range. Gold's in a little bit of a tough range. So we got time here, guys. We got time. I personally didn't take any trades yesterday. There was nothing really interesting for me in Asia or London yesterday. New York had the big push. Yeah, NQ feels like a stop hunt as well, to be honest, man. You've been the only person living in Australia who does live trading streams and especially trading gold on the Gold Coast. I'll take that. Trading gold on the Gold Coast live. It's a great question, Paul. I can't answer that one. I've tried to think about it too many times. I've given up. But I think one gorilla. I don't know though. Very, very tough. Very, very tough. Let's see. Yeah, gold. To me, this does feel like a stop hunt. So if this grabs these highs and breaks out, then there's potential. Can we look at the Russell and Ultra Bonds? Yep, definitely, man. Definitely. Oh, Harry, good question. What's the number one thing you do after a loss? Mentally, after a loss / mentally draining trading day? It's a great question, man. Honestly, not that much. I will do something completely off the charts. Like I'll, go to the gym or go for a walk on the beach. I do. A lot of people, when they kind of get mentally drained, they just keep trading. Sean, play sad songs. Yeah, play sad songs and cry into your pillow. Now, I do anything off the charts. Like, literally, sometimes just taking the dog for a walk. Oh, he just got all excited. Taking the dog for a walk on the beach, clearing the head, getting some fresh air, going for a workout. Anything to detach from the charts. Little things like that could be, meditation. One thing you don't want to do is just keep trading. Most people, get mentally burnt out in the markets and then just keep trading and then get frustrated and then just keep going and going and going and then just blowing loads of money. Whereas me, if I feel like I'm having a tough day, maybe on like a day like today, I might just take one trade, it might not work, and then just be done. So yeah, I like to completely step away, get some fresh air, go to the beach, just go for a walk, get some steps in. Have a look at the Russell. Yeah, let's have a look at the Russell. Let me just have a quick look at NQ. Let's watch NQ. Gold finding, let me just have a quick look at gold. Gold finding that support. So guys, like I said, if you guys were shorting gold, it's a pretty decent area to look to manage risk. It's still in the middle of a range. The Russell, let's have a look at the old Russell. Let's have a look. So what have we been up to? What have we been up to on the Russell? Get a coffee, yeah, exactly, man. Get caffeinated. Get caffeinated and get some fresh air and go for a workout. You can't underestimate how important it is to do things off the charts. Hit the bottle. So Russell having a pretty decent breakout here in the high time frame. You broke above 2,200. Let's put this back to here. 2,200. Broke above that. Held it. Trying to squeeze back higher. Next big resistance levels on the Russell is back up here at 2350. Weekly time frame though, you've kind of been stuck in this range for the whole entire month of July. Look at this month though. This month is looking strong. So bottom wick next month, and I'd say longs on Russell are looking good. In terms of what could we see here today, well, what are we doing here? So we tried to break the resistance. We broke right back below, held it, squeezed lower. We're forming some daily support here. So look, in terms of the past few days, what have we done? We've pushed up, down, grabbed lows up, grabbed highs down. So we could pretty comfortably say the daily's in a bit of a range. You do have some nice liquidity highs here, back from the 23rd of July, which I think could be a nice target overall. But it looks pretty range bound. I like the look of longs here. But I think you need to maybe come down for a bit of a liquidity wick first before then, you might see that push higher. I'll be looking for some liquidity wicks low before pushing higher. Intraday though, this looks like it could get pretty tough intraday. Looks like it could get pretty tough. At what point would you consider to go from work to trading full time? I mean, the way that I did it, again, everyone's different, but the way that I did it is, let's say if I was, I think I was maybe making like 2,000 a month in a normal job, and the second that I started to get consistent and I was getting payouts and I was building my funded account, again, it depends on where you live, your outgoings, etc. But the way that I did it is I just kind of packed up my life and went to go move somewhere in Asia where it was really cheap to live and to focus on trading more. So I didn't wait until I was making, loads of money from trading. As soon as I was starting to get consistent and I was getting payouts, I was building my personal account, I just quit my job and went to go live in Asia. Because I could live very, very cheap, and it gave me the mental freedom and time to be able to focus on trading more. But not everyone can do that. So let's say if you have you got bills or you got rent to pay, you want to be obviously making more than your job consistently. And for me personally, I had a backup of savings for at least 12 months. So I didn't have to make money from trading, because if you have to make money from trading, then you're going to put too much pressure on yourself. So anything you can do to not put that pressure on yourself is really going to help you. If you try and go, I remember my first few weeks full-time trading, before I did anything else, it was extremely, extremely tough, because I was putting so much pressure on myself to have to make money. And that's one of the worst things you can do. One of the worst things you can do. So for me, got rid of all my expenses. Yeah, I went to go live in Thailand. I said to myself, if I can just consistently make like 2,000 a month, I'm going to be very happy. And I know I'm working on something that I can eventually scale once I get my mind to the right point. Because when I was working full time and trying to trade, I was taking all the negativity out from my job onto the markets and then wondering why I wasn't trading well. So yeah, that's just how I did it. I didn't really care about trying to make like 10,000 a month to go full time in trading. I was like, man, if I can just even make more than like half of my 9-to-5 job, or make the same as my 9-to-5 job, I was like, man, I'm happy. I'll live in Asia where it's super cheap. I've got savings to fall back on, and I was always like, what's the worst that can happen? I go back to doing what I'm doing anyway. Big deal. But at least I'll just give it a try. Again, though, it still took me 2 years of constant working a job and trying to trade for literally 2 years plus, if not more, before I eventually took that leap. But yeah, I was building my personal account. I was swing trading fund accounts as well. And I just said, you know what? Let's just try. It's kind of just like going traveling, right? People go backpacking and just live off savings. I was like, well, let me just kind of do the same thing, but focus on trading. Trading will find different results. Let's have a look here. NQ starting to find some resistance. This could potentially shape up here. Gold looking choppy. This is the reason I don't want to short gold, guys. Big pressure when you start solo, but it's kind of like trading with a live account early on, I reckon. Yeah, 100%, man. If you're serious about doing it for a living, it's good to expose yourself to the pressure so you know what areas you need to put the work in. Yeah, 100%, Craig. That's that's a good point, actually. Test the waters and, yeah, like you say, put that pressure on yourself and be able to grow from it. 100%. That's how you become numb to most things in trading. It's just by just jumping in and just doing it. You can't, it's just like, yeah, like you say, man, it's just like paper trading for so long. There's only so long you can do it for until you actually take the leap and give it a try. But whenever you trade from the perspective of I have to make money, that's where you don't want to be. So anything you can do to take that pressure off. So, when you kind of travel more, you see there's so many different ways to make money online. So I was still doing some digital marketing work online. I was building websites, doing some SEO stuff. So I've always done other things because it just takes off the stress and it takes off the pressure. And the less pressure you have, the better you will trade. You'll scale your trading so much more when you don't focus on trying to scale your trading. What's the best way to practice psychology and improve other than trading live markets? To improve psychology is learning from other traders' psychology mistakes. I don't really like to watch trading podcasts that talk about technical analysis, but I love to watch about trading podcasts where people who trade much bigger size than me talk about their psychological barriers and kind of relate to it. And ways to improve other than watching live markets is doing some backtesting, doing some simulation sessions. Like on days like today where gold is incredibly range bound. Well, rather than trying to trade these live markets, why don't you go fire up a simulation session for the next, hour or hour and a half until markets actually break out. I used to do simulation sessions pretty much every single weekend. I don't do it much anymore, but yeah, I used to absolutely always do simulation sessions. Any time I found the markets were just ranging and I was just sitting there watching it, I was like, this is not beneficial. Let me go do something productive. Watching markets go sideways. And that's why it's good to talk with you guys about other stuff. But watching markets just go sideways isn't how you guys are going to be putting in the work. How long it take you to polish your combine? Sometimes a week, 2 weeks. Sometimes maybe a month. Depends. Sometimes I get a little bit more aggressive on the combine, so I can take more risks. But again, for you guys, you want to be focused on the consistency and let that consistency follow through. Yes, that's true. Yeah, Lance is going to be on TopstepTV today. Yeah, that'll be amazing. I'll be watching that back tomorrow, definitely. Do we know what time he's on? I think I saw it on the Topstep Instagram. Let me have a look. Yeah, that'll be amazing. Like someone I've always I've watched for a while. Let me see. I think Topstep posted it. Let me see. I saw it. Someone come around. I saw it. What was it? Oh, nice. I do SEO website, but still grind. Yeah, absolutely, man. But it takes off the pressure. Absolutely. I saw it somewhere. Maybe it's on Twitter. Oh no, wait. Maybe it's on the Topstep TV. Let me see. Topstep TV. Where was it? I can't remember where it was. I saw it somewhere. I know it gets dark. It gets dark quicker. It's only 5:30. It's only 5:30 p.m. It's almost like pitch black outside. Yeah, it will be. Yep. So NQ still breaking high here, guys. Although I do think it looks like a liquidity grab, what looks and what happening are two very different things. So you don't just short it for no reason. If it's breaking out, it's breaking out. Gold is just stuck in a little bit of a range, guys. So not jumping in trades means we're also not losing money. 10 p.m. sunsets. I know, man. I know. I can't wait. I feel like even in summer, Australia always gets dark early. It does here in the Gold Coast. It feels like it's always pitch black by like 5:30, 6 o'clock. Whereas yeah, in Europe it stays light till very late. Aaron, do you have any cars? And if you do, what cars? Nah, I had my Mercedes, but I just sold my car, man. I'm heading over to Europe on Monday, so I'm currently carless. I don't have a car. I'm not really that into cars though, to be honest. I love watches. Watches is like a hobby. I like making money on watches. I don't really buy cars that much. Yeah, I know, Sean. Yeah. Huh? I'm in Australia. How's BJJ going for you, man? Yeah, it's going good, thank you, man. It's going good. I love it. The jiu-jitsu's been going amazing, man. It's crazy how much it not relates to trading, but how like similar it is in the sense that you got to be so focused. You're not thinking about anything else other than what you're doing. It has helped me with trading for sure. It's been hard. I think I did like I'm getting in like 4 sessions a week now, which has been amazing. Yeah, 100% Sean. Yeah. What kind of furu doesn't like cars? Yeah, true. I guess when you see your money do work for you, I don't know. Maybe one day. I've never really had the desire to buy like a fancy car. I easily could, I just don't really have the desire to. I like to buy stocks. I'm buying stocks and watches. I'm loading up. Yeah, yep, OP, yeah, 100%. I'm actually trying to learn options more. I have never traded options before, but I have been spending the past few months trying to learn it more. I know Dakota trades options as well, which I'd love to hear him talk about it more. But coming into months like August and September, it would be great to understand it more. So I'm trying to learn options. Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Let's have a look here, guys. Gold still ranging. NQ did break out. Held the support, kind of held the resistance. Now breaking higher. Not super clean though. Nothing massively jumping out. Crude having a little bit of a push up again. Nothing amazing. Copper. So I do like copper shorts to fill in this wick. I would just be surprised to see it just drop from here. I think you'd have to have a bit of a pullback. Maybe back into these highs here before potentially shorting. So there's a possibility for a pullback before shorting. That's the biggest short position to your wallet, yeah, literally. Plan on going to UFC now. I think I've missed the date there. I think I'm too old for the UFC. I think I'm definitely too old. Ooh, I actually don't know, James. That's a good question. I've been thinking the same recently as well. I actually don't know. Maybe a day date. Rose day date at some point. Yeah, Nautilus. Yeah. There's levels, but yeah, that's a dream one for sure, man. But Technologist is a dream piece. Yeah, so nice, man. So expensive, but so nice. Yeah, White Gold did it. Yeah, beautiful as well, man. So nice. Hey Aaron, how come most people trade NQ even though ES has clearer moves and less choppy? I mean, I don't really trade much either, to be honest, so I can't really say on behalf of most people, but I think NQ is more volatile and people are kind of drawn to that volatility, which I don't think is a good thing, but I would assume that's why most people do trade it. Like I say, I don't think that's a good thing, but I think it's maybe it moves more. If you trade NQ and you don't trade ES, you have to watch both, because there's divergence between the two. Where, you know, if I was trading NQ or ES, I would be watching the both, and I would just probably be trading whichever one has the cleanest setup. To be honest, I personally don't really have a preference. But yeah, I don't know. I know. I think most people who trade futures get just drawn straight to trading NQ. Same as why do most people not trade gold? I think when you think about futures, most people just think, you know, I have to trade NQ. So I don't really know, to be honest. I would assume it's the volatility, but yeah, I agree. I think ES can give much nicer opportunities. Absolutely. Oh, it's a great question. This is a great question. What would you say was the real turning point / realization to becoming a consistently profitable trader? That's a great question, man. There's a few things. The biggest things that jumped to mind, what was the real turning point for me, was not focusing on the money and just focusing on taking good trades. That's why I say to you guys, hide your balance, hide your, your tick amount, don't look at your profit targets, don't set profit targets. The biggest realization for me was just focus on taking good trades, and also realize that more trades doesn't always equal more money. Most people are so obsessed with trading multiple times a day and being in a trade, every waking minute of the day. It's like, when you get to a point of trading full time, that's the most stressful thing you can do. And a realization was the fact that you don't have to be always trying to predict the markets. Everyone's so obsessed with trying to predict the markets. For example, someone on gold taking like, nah, gold's going up or gold's going down. I come onto the markets with the outlook of, I don't really care which way the markets are going to go. I'm simply going to react to what I see. Whereas most people let their ego get involved and they say, nope, today gold's going up. You're wrong. Whereas I'm like, I don't really care. I don't care which way gold's going to break out. I'll simply react to it. I might have my levels of where I think price can go to. Like here in the pre-London session, I'm like, when we're trading down here, I'm like, I think price can go to these highs, but I'm not paid off what I think. I'm paid off when the markets break out and confirm, and then I'll take my trade. So I don't really, I don't focus on the P&L. I try not to. It's easy. It's easier said than done. I try and detach from the P&L. Not always easy. And I don't really care about being right. And I also don't care about predicting the markets. People who have all these expectations of what the markets must do, when it doesn't happen, their egos get hurt. And that's when they go on tilt. So for me personally, if I come onto the charts with a neutral perspective, not really caring which way the markets are going to go, and I simply just react, well, then I'm not going to be frustrated if I'm wrong, because I'm not trying to predict anything. Same as on NQ. Today I'm like, okay, cool. I think NQ can come down. Well, I'm not going to react off what I think until we break out. We're not paid on what we think is going to happen. Everyone gets so obsessed with what they think. NQ's breaking higher, but people think it's going to go down, so they start taking shorts. It doesn't make any sense. If I think NQ is going to go down, well, I'll wait for it to close bearish. The market show me what I'm thinking is correct, and then I'll take my short. I don't really care about being right. So try and trade from a very reactive perspective. If price does this, then I'm going to do this. Not, I know price is going to do this, and you have this ego that gets in the way. So I guess that's some of the biggest things that have helped me. Again, I'm not perfect. It's not always that easy, but for the most part, I'm trying to let the markets tell me which way they want to go, and I'm trying to take my piece of the markets. We have no control. We have no control over the markets. I just want to be following them. I don't want to be fighting them. So if gold's going down and I have a reason to sell, cool, I'll go short. Fine. If gold's going up and I got a reason to buy, I'll go long. Simple. Do you use trading bots? No, I don't use trading bots, man. No. I've never really seen any long-term profitable trading bots personally. Not saying there isn't any, but I just haven't come across any. Do you guys use stop orders or stop limits? Good question. Setup for me personally, it's always stop orders. Yep. Yeah, stop orders. I don't. Maybe I could use limit orders maybe for swing trading, but for day trading, yeah, I'm usually always stop orders. Yeah, NQ having a pretty decent squeeze here. But again, you kind of ranged from like even 4 a.m. range, finally broke out, and now you're squeezing. But would I buy from here? Not really. What am I waiting for on gold? Honestly, just a bit of a breakout of this range. I like overall shorts on gold. I think if we re-break this resistance, then fantastic. We can see decent pullbacks. I also like the fact that if we actually break this support here, we got sells down into 3,300. So our job's pretty simple on gold. You break above, you've got about 80 ticks into the highs, amazing. You break this support, you've got about 100 ticks into the lows. anything in here is just noise. Break above, longs, break below, shorts. Super simple on gold. And it'll be worth the wait, because when you do break out, you're going to have decent ranges to play. I would much rather look to play this range and this range than try and predict in here, personally. So yeah, we're just waiting for a little bit of a breakout here on gold. And again, you know, when the high time frame is looking like this, which I actually saw Dakota talking about this day on slow markets, is, you know, I think where most people go wrong day trading is they get too focused on the lower time frame when the higher time frame is telling you absolutely nothing. So I look at the hourly right now on gold, and I see, okay, we're bearish, we're bullish, we're bearish, we're doji. Then I kind of say to myself, well, there's zero need or desire for me to want to look at the lower time frame. The lower time frame is not going to tell me anything more than try and trap me in positions that I know I shouldn't be in. So when the higher time frame is looking like this, you just have to sit and wait. Or, you know, when you guys are trading on your own, you know, just walk away for an hour, come back and see how the next hour closes. Jim Jacks, do you think I control the markets or what? If you've been sitting there for long enough, yeah, I trade all the time. I'm not going to take a trade in the range for the sake of taking a trade in the range. So yeah, this guy right now, also known as Aaron, is sitting on his hands and waiting, because I know when to trade and I know when not to trade. Unfortunately, I won't take trades for the sake of it just to give some sort of entertainment. I follow my plan and my plan works. So right now I am, yep, absolutely just talking and flicking through charts. Yeah, 100%. What are you scared of? I'm scared of everything, man. I'm scared. Let me see. So I think it's just because the rollover. Yeah, it's pretty much the same. Yeah, it's just the rollover. This one hasn't rolled over yet, man. Yeah, I'd want to see it. I'd want to see. It depends. If this hourly, you know, grabs these lows and closes like this, but then I drop down to lower time frame and I get a 30-minute breakout, that could be enough for me. If this, because this could be a liquidity grab holding support, and if the 30-minute breaks out, I think a 30-minute closure could be enough. Yeah, I would take a 30-minute closure depending on how this hourly closes. Because if this is grabbing the lows, holding support, holding this VWAP, then, you know, I can see pullbacks into a deeper retracement, and then, yep, I can start to see it. Get roast? No, I didn't. Nah, not really get roast. I'm just. Yeah, we're just right now. Yeah, we are just talking and flicking through charts. Yeah, absolutely. We're just waiting. We're waiting for volume. We're letting the markets come to us. This is the hardest part of trading. This is why it's kind of, you know, although I'd love to be taking trades with you guys on stream, it's good to show this live with you guys, because this is real trading. This is what you guys have to get good at if you want to become consistently profitable. You have to know when to trade and when not to trade. And times like this is exactly a perfect time as to when to not trade. So yeah, right now, there we are. We're just sitting and waiting, flicking through some charts, you know, seeing if there's any intraday opportunities, and yeah, we're just sitting on our hands and waiting. Yeah, NQ having a lovely run. Lovely run. It's a shame there wasn't any real entry here. By the time you broke out, you just kind of pushed. Nothing, and how much is this pushing? This is 14 points. I mean, 14 points, not bad. It's better volume than gold again. This is why I said I wasn't shorting gold. You know, I said there was a short opportunity here on gold, but the reason that I said I wasn't going to take it is because this range is just too small. So I would have been back to break even. So again, saved yourself a mental draining capital trade. How do you find a breakout 1 hour body closure? Typically yes, but I would be happy to take a 30-minute closure here. I would be happy to take a 30-minute closure. Because this 30-minute closure would also be a closure of the hourly as well. So, you know, coming up to 44 minutes into the London session, we're pretty much back at the same place we started. If we get a decent closure here, then we can take it up. Trading combines is not real trading. I'm max funded on Topstep. I'm trading combines because gold's ranging, and there's a lot of news this week. I already said that. There's a ridiculous amount of fundamentals this week, and we've had a very profitable month. I don't know. I don't know what you want me to say. I can't win. Yeah, 100% sure. Yeah, you'd be sent alerts right now and walking away. Yeah. Yeah. When you're max fund on Topstep and you're getting consistent payouts, you see days like today. Yeah, I'm more than happy to trade a combine today. Who cares? Markets aren't shaping up. Trade a combine and just chill. Just chill. Aaron, when you first started doing this lives, were you a bit stressed because of chat and because people asking stuff and changing how you look at the markets? Yeah, I guess sometimes, but not really, to be honest, man. I started streaming like maybe 3 years ago. I've only been trading for like 4 years at that point, so I didn't really care too much. I know if I show up and follow my plan, I'm going to make money, so I didn't really care too much. But yeah, don't get me wrong. When you got people watching, it obviously can be harder. But at the same time, it actually helps because it makes me stay more disciplined to not do stupid things. And like right now, if I was watching this on my own, a couple of years ago, I might have got bored and taken a trade for the sake of it. But if I'm on here with you guys, I'm staying disciplined and waiting for the good opportunity to come up. But yeah, it can be tough for sure. But I don't really mind, to be honest, man. If you guys, follow along, you'll see how consistent the trades are and how small the losses are. Oh, nice, Jamie. Let's have a look, man. Nice. Where do you get in from, man? You got in the lows. Nice. Yep. I like that, man. I like that. Yeah, that's nice, man. Still nice. Yeah, NQ pushing the highs. Wow, look at that. NQ again. The nicest push here. Look at this. This is huge. How many people do you think got trapped trying to short that? I wanted to short this, but had no breakout. That's a phenomenal push. NQ with the play here in London again. Wow. NQ with the play. I don't think so. Oh. Yeah, Trump is in Europe, right? I'm pretty sure Trump was in the UK yesterday. Yeah, wow, what a huge push on NQ. That's an amazing run. Amazing run. I think a lot of people would have got trapped trying to short that. You guys bro, got it. Nice. Done for the day. Amazing, man. Amazing. Do I think gold will push higher? I mean, let's see. Let's just be patient and react. Yeah, it was in Scotland yesterday. Yep. Yeah, I agree, Sean. It is. If you saw that breakout in New York session, you just take it. But in London, it's kind of hard. Yeah, gold has been very tough in London. Yeah, Eastern Scotland. Yep. Let me have a look. Yeah, he was doing some talks with the UK yesterday. Let me see. Nothing really. And we do have big numbers later on, but it's not until 3 o'clock London time. I thought gold would still have a little bit of movement before then. You got NQ, nice. Good job. Yeah, if you guys got NQ, that was amazing. That's your trade for the day. That's a phenomenal push. A great push. Yeah, I know, Sean. Yeah, that's the only way I saw. I was watching clips this morning from Trump in the UK. Yeah. Yeah, NQ to play. NQ has been having way better plays than gold in the London session. This was NQ London session yesterday. Friday, the shorts. This was the shorts yesterday in London. Great shorts yesterday in London. Great shorts yesterday on Friday and great buys here today. Whereas gold is sleeping. Gold is sleeping. Gold's in a very tough range. Very tough range. Yeah, I agree. Does it not on the hourly? Does it not? Oh wow, yeah, look at that. Yeah, that's a great point, man. Look at that. Kind of wick the highs, close bearish. That's why I think a lot of people have got trapped in shorts there. I like this short for a pullback as well, but there was no reason to do it. I think a lot of people probably got trapped in that. If we had closed below, I would have shorted this, but you'd never close below. Stuck at support, resistance, bam. I think a lot of people would have got trapped in that. So good job to you guys to take the buys. It was a very, very, very nice call. I didn't see that personally. It was a very nice move. Yeah, it has. Yeah, honestly, Sean. Yeah, gold is the London Open anyway. Gold's been pretty quiet the past week or two. What do we have yesterday? You know, the shorts didn't come till New York. London ranged yesterday. Yeah, yeah, I could have like multiple screens and flick in between, but I only watch gold on my own, so it's only just for when I'm on here with you guys. But yeah. Yeah, nice, Craig. Yeah, nice. On holidays at the moment, so I'm just trading in the mornings. So you can use days, but I'm going to be jumping on ship to New York. Yeah, nice. Yeah, I think me too soon, Craig. I'm going to get to Europe, man. So my progress on the 50K so far, 70 ticks away from passing. Taking high quality trades and cut back the amount of trades I take. Noticed a huge difference. Once I pass, I plan to trade 5 micros to build a buffer before going to minis. Yeah, nice, Cade. Look at this, man. Amazing consistency. Look at that. It's amazing, man. Absolutely amazing. Very, very, very nice consistency there, man. Keep up that consistency, man. It's great work. Beautiful work, man. Looks like Fridays are your big days, man. You got winning day every day on Friday. Except NFP this Friday. Lovely consistency there, man. Lovely consistency. How's Asia been the past couple of weeks, everyone? Is it giving any nice moves? Oh, sure. I've honestly, I haven't really been watching Asia as much. Only because I've been getting ready for heading to Europe soon. But yeah, I would say it's been having nicer moves than gold. Sorry, nicer moves than London. Yeah. You had a nice little breakout buy here today into some highs, but nothing like we have seen. But yeah, I'd probably say nicer moves than London. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'd say nice moves in London. Gold trying to break out here, guys. What's going on here? Let's see. If this hourly closes like this, grabs lows, closes bullish, 9 a.m. you might actually get some buys here. 9 a.m. this is where you could be looking for this push. We've had to be very, very patient with this here, but it could pay. It can absolutely pay. If you break back above here, guys, remember, you got buys here on gold. This could be a nice liquidity grab before you break back higher. 4 hours kind of dropping a bit here. Let me have a look at the currency chart. 4 hour on the currency chart. Not really showing too much. Yeah, it really is, Craig. I'm kind of feeling the same, to be honest, man. It was very, very tough. Been focused on myself outside the charts, focusing on health and many other aspects of life. It's amazing how it all comes together. Been helping the discipline on the charts. Yeah, 100%, Craig. I absolutely agree, man. What you do off the charts is very, very important. Again, you know, it's one of them things that is kind of hard to accept in the earlier days of upcoming and trading that, you know, like when I was trying to get consistent, if someone said to me, you know, go to the gym, eat right, do all these things off the charts, I would say, how the hell is this going to help me become a better trader? But it really does. You need to be disciplined in every aspect of your life to be able to be disciplined on the charts. I'm a big believer in that, man. There's so many things I do off the charts that help my trading. You know, if you just roll out of bed with a bad mindset and a bad outlook on every other aspect of your life and then try and trade good, it just doesn't make sense. So yeah, it's so important, man. Yeah, everything's related here, 100%. What you do off the charts is very important. And sometimes, you know, when you're trying to get consistent, most people think that you need to learn more technicals. It's not always the case. If you've been trading for, you know, a couple of years, there's a pretty good idea that you probably have a good enough technical understanding. It's not always that you need to learn more technicals to get to where you want to be. It's actually learning less. Yeah, of course it does. Yeah, absolutely does. Food nutrition is what helps the brain make good decisions. Yep, absolutely, man, absolutely. We're here to make good emotional decisions. That's the key. Yeah, you may actually get some nice buys here, guys. The patience might pay here. 6 months early in trading? Yes, it is, but it's still a great amount of time. Most people give up after the first month. 6 months to be trading is amazing. I mean, earlier days, it depends. For me, again, in my earlier upcoming days of trading, I always said to myself, like, man, if it takes me 2, 3, 4 years, I didn't really care. I know this is something that I could, you know, do for the next 10, 20, 30 years. I was like, man, if it takes me a year, 2, 3 years, I don't really care. It took me like 2 years to get in any sort of consistency. So yeah, 6 months is still early, but it's still an amazing amount of time. Like I say, most people have thrown in the towel by now. May have some longs soon here, girl. May have some longs soon. Yeah, most people fail and give up within a year. 100%, man. Most people get into trading purely to make money, realize it's not that easy, and then just walk away. Which is what I did for a little bit as well. When I first started trading, I didn't really care about reading candlesticks or reading price action. I just wanted to make money. And when I realized it wasn't as easy as what it's made out, I stopped for a little bit. And then I picked it back up and ended up getting a passion for the markets. Yeah, refuse to be a statistic. Yeah, I like that, man. 100%. 100%. Just picked up again a few months ago. It's good, man. It's good. It's good. A break is good. When I was losing, I took a break for a while, and it really helped me. Yeah, the hardest easy money. Yep. Hardest easy money. Absolutely. A few trades a week is amazing, man. A few trades a week is amazing. So I want to see this hourly close bullish here, guys. You're kind of grabbing highs, closing bearish, grabbing lows, closing bullish. 4 hours. See, it's 4 hours. Very, very, very choppy. Very, very, very choppy. Trading since 3.5 years, but I lost more than 200k euro. I mean, again, 3.5 years, man. So I think it's a decent amount of money too, and that's why we have to, you know, you'd rather be. In my earlier days, I went straight to personal money as well, and it's the worst thing we can do. We should be, you know, if you're not consistently making money using Topstep, then you shouldn't even consider personal capital. I went straight into live money as well, and it was one of the worst things I could do. But prop firms, when I first started, like 7 years ago, they weren't as big as they are now. I didn't really know what a prop firm was back then. I thought, you know, you have to go straight into personal. But that's why it's good for you guys to, you know, practice and make the mistakes on Topstep. You know, the worst thing happens, you know, you lose a combine, you lose $49. It's like it's a very cheap expense to learn extremely valuable trading lessons rather than trying to jump into personal capital and blowing it and then, you know, quitting trading. It's kind of my outlook. Wait, what have I missed? What did I miss? Getting a decent, finally getting some volume here, guys. Not the most amount of volume, we're just trying to get a little bit of a push here. Yeah, it's not money yet, so yeah, it's tough, man, it's tough. But hey, you're still here showing up, man. One year and 4 months and still not profitable? Man, it's still good. I wasn't profitable in a year and 4 months. I was still trying to overcome the psychology barriers, man. Yeah, there you go. Becoming more patient and passing evaluations. Exactly, man. You become more numb to... You know, trading is one of them things where we're always so hard to judge ourselves on a progress because we always judge progress on a dollar amount. But, you know, progress in trading could look like making less of the stupid mistakes you used to make. But you don't always, you know, we don't always look at that. We always think, oh, I'm not making more money, I must be constantly failing. But it's like, no, like, think about how far you have actually come as well. We're always so hard to beat ourselves up on where we should be in trading because we're always basing progress on a dollar amount. But like, that's not true. If you're making mistakes less that you would in the earlier days, you are progressing as a trader, and that's amazing. Grabbing the lows, breaking out here, guys. Yeah, I'd say pullbacks into 25s look nice. 25s look nice. Yeah, Bennington 22s. What do you have on the currency? So we get a bottom wick here on the next hour. You guys could potentially see some longs. It's going to give me 2 seconds. YouTube, guys, if you do break out here on the hourly, you very likely continue pushing up. We've been on for about an hour and a half here, guys. Very, very slow markets. I think me and Goat need to swap names here. Very slow markets here in the London session. Gold not really doing a lot. You're trying to break out here on the hourly. There is the possible to pull back into 33.25s. It's not the easiest of ranges to trade, guys. So don't burn yourself out by trying to force trades in these ranges, because I can guarantee you we're not going to be in this range all day and we're not going to be in this range all week. And by the time the good breakout comes and the volume comes, you're going to wish you would have sat on your hands and waited for it to come. So with that being said, guys, I will wrap up there. Great questions here today, guys. I appreciate taking time to tune in. No trades here for me other than a break, even pre-London. You guys got D coming on right after me as well. So trade safe, guys. Don't force trades. We have all week. Stay patient, follow the plan. And I'll see you guys same time again tomorrow. Trade safe, guys. I'll see you all then. Peace.